Welcome to the Careers Chat.
Welcome, and today we're going to discuss how it feels like to move from being a full-time student or a part-time student to being a graduate. And maybe for some of you, you are sorted and you have your jobs lined up starting in September. Others, you are in this transition period where you don't know what's happening next. And we just want to talk about it and discuss different aspects, different areas that you might to consider and rethink.
Definitely.
Does this sound okay?
Sounds great. I think for many students who don't fall into that first category, who don't have everything sorted, they can feel very scared. I think almost kind of missing or almost grieving for the fact that their friends aren't always going to be around them every day. They're not going to be, on a campus or in the same department as they were before. And then all of a sudden, real life is then knocking on their door and going, hello, you've got to get a job now. So it can be a bit of a culture shock for them, particularly, I think, if there's pressure on them to get a job and they're kind of feeling it that they haven't already got something lined up.
Yeah, and also I feel that some students, because they've worked so hard and they've done everything, they've put all their effort and work into writing this final dissertation, and suddenly when they submit the dissertation, there is a void.
Yeah.
What now? Just emptiness. Even my daughter just finished her A levels. I know she's not a university student yet, but on the last day of her A level, she said, okay, now what?
Yes.
I want to revise. I feel emptiness. So it's just addressing again this empty bucket now.
Exactly.
What
You've
to
got
do.
to the top of the hill
Yes.
and you're looking and thinking, oh, what do I do now? Do I come down from this hill? Do I go to another hill? What is it that I've got to do now? And I think a lot of people make the mistake of thinking, well, the course is over, so there's no support there for them from the university. Now, most universities, Warwick in particular, offers 2 years post-course support. And if you've been focusing really hard on your master's, on your degree, it might very well be that you haven't thought about getting that CV checked. You haven't thought about having a conversation with someone about what it is that you want to do.
And the other thing I was thinking that in the summer, people or students might feel, oh, staff are on holiday. But actually, there are people working on campus all the time. So
Yeah.
there will be support for you, whether it will be virtual meeting or face-to-face meetings, e-guidance, there will be this support for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's a key thing, because I was with a student only 2 days ago and she said, but you won't be here over summer. And I went, I will. And she goes, no, but you won't be offering appointments. And I went, I will. And she goes, but I'll be off campus. I said, yeah, we can do it online. It's all right. It's fine, honestly. And there's a lot of resources that we have that they can access as well as the staff. And sometimes it's just nice to have that conversation with someone who is completely impartial, doesn't think, oh, you'd be good at this, you'd be good at that, just wants to listen to what you think you would be good at, that neutral voice. And it's quite common for people not to know, even when they've done a master's, what it is they want to do for the rest of their life.
Exactly. But that's why I think that this transition period, although it is scary, it's stressful, there is lots of pressure, and you're coming from different sides. It is the time that you can use to reflect on your university experiences, your learning, your personal and professional growth that you experienced here.
Yeah.
And then probably use these chats with someone impartial, independent, who is there to help you go through the reflective process of analyzing your skills and experiences.
Definitely. And I think also the trap a lot of people fall into is they go, I'm going to give myself a bit of a holiday. And they don't it's almost like having a blank diary now. There's nothing in. It's not like Tuesday, you've got to go to this lecture. Wednesday, you've got to, sort of put your time in doing the dissertation, whatever. You've just got this whole blank diary, and this break kind of just goes on and on and on. So if you can book time in that you can spend reflecting on what it is you want to do, talking to people, starting to look for vacancies, I think that's really important. because it's good to get yourself into a routine or keep yourself in a routine. Yeah, have a holiday. Yeah, have a break. Yes, see friends. Yes, celebrate the end of the course with your course mates. But don't allow yourself just to kind of drift, because time creeps up on you. So yeah, make some kind of deadlines in your own mind, or action points, because I think if you don't do that, if you have a plan and it's quite vague in times of time, you never get around to doing it.
When you talk about timing, I'm thinking that this transition period is temporary. It can't be permanent. So you definitely need to set yourself some deadlines, some milestones that you achieve all the way through, but also you have some realistic expectations about timing, how you manage it. So the job won't come along next week. You need to be aware of what's happening in the world, of how the labor market is operating at the moment, where the constraints are, and just you shouldn't allow these deadlines for achieving certain goals to stress you too much. You need balance what you want to achieve.
I mean, I do think if you can get into the habit of giving yourself an hour a week, maybe a Sunday afternoon, where you look at your LinkedIn profile, you look at what's going on there, you do some reading about your particular area of expertise that you want to break through. You're giving yourself a routine, and it doesn't have to just be an hour, it could be more than an hour. But once you get into that routine through the course, through your time looking, when you're in a job, keep that hour a week just to make sure. If I need to update my CV because I'm involved in a different project at work, you're doing it. It's not sort of this insurmountable mountain that you think, well, I want to move on now. My CV is like, a year out of date. You've been doing that. You've been updating, because that's what you need to do personally and professionally. And I think that's a key element of being organised and moving forward.
Yes, and the other thing I'm thinking is that this period is difficult. You're doing a lot of things. You hear from your peers who are successful and find jobs, and that puts additional pressure on you. So what your advice will be on people not to compare?
Don't do it.
You can't help it. You
don't compare. You're all on different journeys. Just concentrate on your journey and yourself, and don't compare yourself, because nobody compares themselves favourably with anyone else. You don't know what connections that they might have had, the fact they might have left that company to do the course and then gone straight back into it. So don't compare yourself. It's an easy trap to fall into. Do not do it. Comparison will just drag you down. Be yourself. All the other parts are taken. Be yourself and enjoy it. That's my tip.
Yes. And still the weather is nice.
Exactly. Summer is here. It's time to relax and get some vitamin D. And I think that's what we should do now. We should go for a walk.
Yeah, the sun is out. So I think that's for today.
That's great.
We'll talk to you next time. Thank you for listening.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.